It means that all the people prior to me who wish they could be here, who wish that they could be here, never had that opportunity, and I do. So I can't take it for granted. I can't treat it lightly. One of the things I usually say, and I now have a Bible talk discussion, like that guy who invited me out to. And I usually say to people that the richest place in the world is actually where you're in right now. It's a location, and for me, it's Woodlawn. It's a cemetery full of ideas, full of hope, full of faith that never got to actually manifest into anything. And so when I hear that phrase, I think, okay, I don't want to be another person rich of ideas in this cemetery. I want to be done. I want to be finished. As Jesus says, it is finished. I want to be finished. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just die like, dang, I never did that. So when I hear, I wasn't supposed to be here. No, I want to be here and do what those who didn't have a chance to be here to do. Jonathan, I wasn't supposed to be here, bro. So thank you for this platform. And to everybody watching, all the UniLias, all the soon-to-be UniLias out there, I want to give you this message. I want to pray for y'all. So let's pray. Let's bow our heads. Father, Lord, thank you so much for just allowing us another day. You allowed us another day, Lord, and I pray we don't take it for granted. Father, I pray that each and every person out there understands that they have a story. They have a story that needs to be shared, Father. There's so many people who are lost. Father, and I pray that they watch this, Father, and they find themselves, Lord. They find you while watching this, Lord. So remove me 100% and let your Holy Spirit work through each and every person out there. For those who are lost, for those who think they are found, Lord, I just pray, Lord, that they encounter you. They encounter you like Paul did on the road of Damascus. And you give them light, Lord. You give them true vision. So let your will be done. I love you. We love you. We worship you and we praise you, Holy Father. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen. 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 Fire.
Uni, what's up, man?
What's shaking like Jamaican, bro? Let's
Welcome to the platform. I'm excited to have you, man. Another Bronx brother.
Yep.
Appreciate you, man, for coming on.
Same.
How was your day today so far, man?
They smooth. I'm happy to be here. I'm ready to get this going, baby.
Let's do it, man. So
grateful.
If you have watched the platform, I always like to start from the beginning, the origin story.
Yeah.
You have built a movement around music, around faith, around entrepreneurship. And I want you to take it back from the beginning, man. My Bronx brother, Uni G.
Yeah.
What shaped you? What helped you become the Uni G that we love and adore today?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. So it started when I was in 6th grade. Sixth grade, it was around the time like Clips, and we were banging on tables, and me and my friends, we would battle rap just to play around, nothing serious. And the more we battle rap, the more all of us got so good at it, to the point where in 8th grade, when we were graduating, I was nominated like best rapper of the school, whatever the case may be. So I didn't take much into it. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I got to high school, and I went to high school in Health Opportunities by 149th. That's when, South Bronx was different.
Concourse, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Third Ave.
Yeah. Dangerous, by Jackson Projects and all that. And so I started battle rapping even more. And I met some guy, his name was Mr. Biggs from the Soul Sonic Force, old school rap group. And he heard me rap one day. He was like, listen, you actually rap not like you're freestyling, but as if you're making a song. So he's like, I'm gonna take you to the studio. We went to the studio. I'm in the studio with legends. I didn't even know who were legends at the time. DJ Jazzy J. Then after that, he took me to Madison Square Garden. I'm with Biz Marquee. A whole bunch of old school rappers that slip my mind right now. But he showed me like, yo, listen, you can actually make a career out of this. So pretty much that's where, kind of started, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I want you to even go deeper, man. Tell me about your family. Tell me about your parents.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about just your journey growing up as a Bronx kid. As a Bronx kid, I know it ain't easy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I know we in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about that. I know you went on Tollway Boogie and all of them. So, it's a jungle, right?
Yeah.
So get into the nuts and bolts, man. Tell me how your life was growing up.
Yeah. So I'm my parents both from Ghana. We are from Ghana, from Africa. And so
I love it. He said from Africa.
I'm from Africa. You know what I mean? So, obviously they weren't accepting of rap at all. That's a very Black American thing to them. They were like, well, listen, you're not American. Like, you are an African boy. You're gonna go to school, either be a doctor, engineer, or whatever, one of the typical. And I was like, okay, whatever, So I grew up and I got a lot of, bashing from my parents. My dad was like, listen, what are you talking about? Cut that out. I remember the day my mom told me she was disappointed in me because I was really trying to take this as a career. So I had to kind of block out what they were saying for many years and just like, yo, listen, I'm gonna just go do what I gotta do. And so trying to make a name for myself in school, that wasn't easy either because I wasn't used to the like hood life. Because when I grew up in Tracy, we were legit our own community. So we were kind of blocked off, whatever. So going to 149th around Jackson, I'm like, hold on, what's this? Like, that's the first time I saw a gun, first time in my life, in high school. There was no metal detectors, machetes, people dying all the time. I remember in 9th grade, I'm coming from school. I was the first one to have a Mermot in my school. I'm walking, I'm walking out the school. All I heard is, yo! I'm like, oh, no. Let me just keep moving. Yo! I kept moving. 4 guys ran up on me, yo, give me a coat before I poke you. I'm like, oh, nah. Like, as an African kid, in that moment, I realized that I had to go from Simba to Mufasa very quickly. There's no, I'm just a kid anymore. Like, once you reach the age of 13, 14, it's like, it's time to go. So all my friends ran. People screaming my name. Yo, you all right? You all right? And they're like, yo, give me a coat before I poke you. And I'm like, is this really worth getting poked? Like, took my coat off, started snowing, and I'm going home, just realizing like, oh, this is real life. Like, and at the time it was shocking for me because I had a hard time distinguishing black from African. You were just what I was. Like, I understand I got called an African booty scratcher growing up, but I just thought, aren't we the same thing? Because other people look at us the same way. So when I realized like, oh, we dead not the same, because I'm getting robbed by 4 black men, it's starting to like, if you will, mature my mind to be more cognizant of like, all right, what's going on, so yeah.
Yo, it's a true statement. It's so crazy, like when, how do I want to say this? Yeah. When I'm in places of influence, or I'm working a shift at the hospital, everybody always say like, John, what part of Africa are you from?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you Jamaican, Trinidad? And I'm like, nah, I'm just Black American. And they look like,
yeah.
You're doing something positive? It's like there's nobody, when I like usually start off at a place or I'm doing a speech and people are looking at my life, nobody just believes that I'm a Black American dude from Virginia with Southern roots. And it's like, why do you assume Black Americans is this thing? And I get it, right? There's a lot of stereotypes and racism and history, all that good stuff. But it is a big difference between Black Americans and somebody that's Caribbean, somebody that's from Africa. And it's sad because in reality, there's really no difference.
Exactly.
It's just that we have just engulfed ourselves in this American system and how they try to divide us even when we all look alike.
Right.
Division fits everybody's agendas, right?
Yeah.
Now, your name is UniLias, right? Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, UniLias.
Yeah, and it stands for unity is set in you.
So my supporters, I call them my Unites.
Okay.
I'm kind of like Marcus Garvey and his Garvites. So it was a play on, if you spell unite, spell backwards, it's set in, unity is set in you. So that was the play on. But UniLias just means one with God. I found that out not too long ago. And so the Lias comes from the root word of Elijah, and then uni is one, so one and with God. But it all goes perfectly because Uni G, I haven't figured out what I want to like use it for, like what I want it to mean, but I think it means now like the guardian or something like that, because my name's Gabriel UniLias, so shout out to my boy Gabe.
Shout out to Gabe, baby.
Shout out to G real quick. Yeah. So
that's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I want to get back to just your childhood, college, you know, just your early childhood. I know you went to Penn State. Shout out to Penn State. Shout out to Saquon Barkley's kind of. Forget the Eagles, but we dealing with it. It ain't his fault. Before the music, before the brand success, before the tours. Just talk to me about some of your early struggles that made you feel like you weren't supposed to be where you at today.
Man, that's crazy.
Listen, it's a loaded question, but we have time. I want you to tell me the details. Talk to me.
I got you. So I think the perfect place to start is in college. And at this point, my mom forced me to go to college. She's like, you're going to college. Because my plan was like, listen, after high school, let me just focus on music. I have enough connections to where I believe I can actually make something out of this. And she's like, yeah, that's cute. You're going to college. So I go to college. At the time it was called Edinburgh University. And I remember I'm like, all right, when I get out of here, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna prove to them I could make it happen. And so I would save up my little coin. I would take loans out just to invest into the music. And I remember I was dropping my first album. I took it down now, but it's called The Commercial. And I'm like, okay, I want to get a big artist on this, just somebody who I feel like will show love and support. And so I hit up some lady named Crystal. She was Joe Budden's manager. And so I'm like, listen, I want Budden on my song. We gonna make it happen. She's like, okay, cool. I'll make it happen. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get out of the hood. It's a rap or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and so I was in PA at the time, but I traveled back to the Bronx. So I'm like, I'll bring Joe Budden to the Bronx, have my whole Tracy Towers come out. And I did that. And at the time, this is before Love and Hip Hop. This was 2012. So Joe Budden comes. And he is high out of his mind. I had no idea. And so I'm like, yo, my life is about to change. This is the moment. So he comes in, he just sits on the couch, shades on, doesn't talk to me, doesn't talk to nobody. And we're like, okay, we're just gonna start shooting. We're shooting a video. And it was just real awkward. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to talk to him, mess with him. He just wasn't with nothing, just in the air, whatever the case may be. So after like 30 minutes, I think I had him for like 2 hours. His manager comes to me, all right, that's enough, Bud, I'm about to leave. I'm like, bro, like in the contract, it says 2 hours. I had no manager at the time. I didn't know how to go about, And I'm like, well, I need him for a few more shoots. She's like, bro, you got 5 minutes and that's it. And so my girl at the time, she's like, yo, don't let him play you like that. You paid for it. I'm like, nah, it's cool. Like, it's not even nothing. I'm still make it, boom, boom. So after 5 minutes, that man got up and he left. And now going back to your question, feeling like I wasn't supposed to be here. It was in that moment where I'm like, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. Like, if this is how the industry is, then maybe I'm not cut out to, work with other people. Maybe I should just give up. And it was the first time, I have another story. It was the first time I went back to the crib and I wanted to have a moment like, you know what? Say no more. I'm gonna do this. I just started crying. I booked the whole club, you know what I mean? I booked the club, I booked him. I'm spending my college loan money that I still have to pay back to this day just to make that happen. I'm like, maybe this is not for me. What made me persevere out that moment was like, you know what? Like, I don't have a choice. Like, I spent all this money. I've been rapping for all these years. I might as well continue striving. But that was a moment where I'm like, maybe this isn't what I should be doing. Maybe I'm not cut out for it. You know what I mean?
No, understood. Yeah. And I guess it's the awkward time, but shout out to Joe Button, the Podfather. Listen, Joe, you on a whole different stratosphere now. You are not the Joe from 13 years ago. Get Uni G on the podcast, because I promise his views is going to be times 40 months. So right your wrongs, Joe. Give Uni G some love. But shout out to the Podfather.
Appreciate you.
But despite all of that, despite that moment, you still persevered.
I persevered.
You have been on tour with Lupe Fiasco.
That's my guy.
A Boogie with the hoodie. Shout out to the Bronx. Shout out to High Bridge. Tiger. What did these moments tell you about the industry that maybe Joe didn't teach you, or maybe that you had to learn from yourself, that there is still a beautiful side of this industry?
I'll tell you this. There is a beautiful side to this industry, and that I learned that from Lupe. So I opened up for Lupe the first time in Cali. I don't remember what year it was at this point, but I remember after I opened up, I'm in the crowd and I'm just like, Lupe is my favorite rapper. So I'm just like on a whole nother level, like, yo, I just opened up for my favorite rapper. This is fire. So some girl talks to me in the crowd. She's like, yo, you did a great job. I'm like, yo, thank you. I'm like, yo, I really love Lupe. She was like, listen, I'm actually Lupe's manager. I said, stop, don't lie to me.
The one random girl in the crowd. That's crazy.
And I was just,
that's God.
And I'm so grateful, because this is what, to answer the question, where I saw the beauty in this industry. Because had I known she was Lupe's manager, I would have tried to sell myself. Listen, I wanted to be a part of it. And boom, I was just keeping the stack, but we just chatting. I'm making her laugh. And that's when she's like, I'm Lupe's manager. We want to keep you on tour. I said, girl, what you talking about? She's like, we want to keep you on tour. Let's do it. I said, I don't got to pay to open up. I don't got to sell no tickets, nothing. She said, no. I said, oh, nah, stop, Jesus, stop playing with me.
Time to go.
After that, it was over. We did New York. And then shortly after COVID happened, but prior to that, Lupe was like, listen, we're about to do Africa. He was like, we're going to do Zimbabwe, all this stuff. We'll give you $20,000 a show. I said, $20,000? They was like, that's cool with you? I said, $20,000. I said, yeah, that's cool. I'll take $20,000. I would have took $10. You know what I'm saying? And so
you should have been like, $20,000. I don't know about that. I need to call my lawyer, ChatGPT. Like you're going to court.
I'm like, oh, nah.
My lawyer said I need 30.
Right. No, I'm like, yeah. I'll do 20K, 20K ain't bad. But that showed me the beauty of just.
It makes sense now why you live in Westchester. I understand.
Yeah. I'm broke.
I was wondering how my man get to Westchester.
It was crazy. The tour never happened because of COVID.
Oh, God.
Yeah, unfortunately.
God.
But you know what? That was 100% a blessing, because that was God's plan, that happened. You know what I mean? And I'll get to that as well. But that showed me the beauty of the industry. Like, yo, if you just have genuine connections and genuine conversations with people, not trying to sell yourself and give them your resume, you never know what could happen, you know? And so that changed my mind a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, they just looking for me to be a real person, just a real guy, an everyday guy, and they want to hear my life, hear my story, instead of, yo, I'm Uni G, this is what I do. So that was the beauty of it. Now, I've had some nasty parts in the industry after that, you know, or before that, or after the Joe Budden situation. There was this guy, he changed my life, and he doesn't even know it. His name was Scott Morris, from Brooklyn. And he had this tour, it was called the Dean's List Tour. And I wanted to be on this tour so bad. And I had a single called Swerve at the time. And Swerve was doing this thing.
I was about to talk to you about that.
Come on, yeah.
Swerve and Summertime Party is bops.
Come on, appreciate you.
And
bro.
they got national attention, man.
Yeah, it did.
It changed the game for you.
It did. Swerve hit the charts. It was on my first song on the radio, MTV, my first song.
And you was independent for years before those popped.
Oh yeah.
So that shows discipline. That shows grind, man.
Yeah.
For real, word.
And Swerve took it to the next level.
Yep.
And so what happened was, I'm in like, yo, it's time for me to be on this Dean's List tour. And so I go in and I audition, and there were like a few people there from BET, whatever. And the guy was like, listen, you're actually dope. I'm like, what? Come on. He's like, do another song. I did another song. Do another song. I did another song. And he's like, yo, bro, you're fire, but you won't be chosen for this tour. I'm like, how you know that? What happened? What did I do? He was like, you don't have enough followers. Not enough people know you. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, I could do this. I could bring the people out. He's like, no, we need people who have buzz. And I walked out of there discouraged. And the reason why I changed my life, because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start my own tour. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do my own tour. So I called mad places. I'm like, hello, this is Uni G's manager? Yes, Silverstein. Yeah, look, we're looking to book Uni G for the venue. And they were like, okay, cool. This is how much it's going to cost. I'm like, oh, that worked? I said, okay, cool. Like, so now I got the venue. I'm okay, how am I going to get the people there? I get my friends, but I need people. I'm like, you know what? Let me call up Fred the Godson. He's from the Bronx. He's doing his thing. I call up Fred the Godson. And he was like, yeah, I do Uni show. I'm like, oh, snap. Now I'm promoting. I'm on Instagram. I'm making different accounts, promoting. And that was my first show. And I sold out. The first show. I had my merch. And now I'm like, oh, snap. I'm going to do it again. And I did it again with Manolo Rose. Second show. Third show, I did it again with Nitty Scott. Fourth show, I did it again with Graf. And I'm like, at the fourth show at that point, Revolt TV was there. Hot 97 was there, all these different stations. I'm like, oh nah, this is getting bigger than what I can even imagine. And then that led into meeting Lupe right after that and going on. Then I did another tour and so forth and so on. So, you know, just the beauty of being rejected turned out to be something beautiful. You know what I mean? Also the pain from what I felt from Joe Budden was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm still persevere. So those, you know, were blessings in disguise. You know?
Y'all promise this is not, this is very strategic.
Yeah.
But you're throwing out one supposed to be here a lot of alley hoops.
Yeah.
Yo, Nitty, check your inbox.
That's crazy.
Because we did work together.
Yeah.
We got 2 hits, her and Amani.
Wow.
Back in the day that we collab with on some projects.
Yeah.
And we need you for our one supposed to be here. So check your email. Yeah. See, me and her manager was really cool back in the day, but I don't know if that's her manager anymore. So I don't know who's running the email accounts, but there's blessings in your email. Answer it. Anyway.
Come on.
Back to scheduling programming. One of the things I admire about you, Uni G, is that you're very spiritual. Right? And you're grounded in your spirituality. Excuse me. How is it navigating that belief you have while dealing with all these egos and chaos that come with the music industry?
Yeah, bro, there's a lot of egos in the music industry. I think about that. It's very weird. It's a little weird. So it's hard navigating it, but I'm grateful again for that moment with Lupe because it shows me you can circumvent or overcome the ego when you're just real. When you're just real with people. I met my boy Jordan the Stallion. He does a lot of like stuff on Instagram, funny stuff. And I'm at this event. It was actually a few weeks ago. And so Fab is there. Angela Yee, like a whole bunch of people. And I'm like, yo, how do I navigate this event while I'm in this new space as someone who's of faith? So I'm like, I don't know how to be here no more. I'm not about ego. I'm not about selling myself. So what I did, I started to talk to them. Yo, how you doing, bro? How you feeling? You good? Yeah. I'm like, bro, can you teach me something? Like, what? Like, teach me something, bro. I love what you're doing, boom, boom. So again, I was able to dead the ego by just talking to them. And what's crazy out of that, my boy Jordan Stallion was like, listen, I wanna study the Bible, bro. And I'm like, bro, let's study the Bible. So I feel like when you talk to someone's like soul, talk to someone human, allows the ego to just kind of step to the side when it's not about nothing. From that, famous photographer, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, Johnny Nunez.
Very famous.
I
Shout
met
out to Johnny Nunez.
I met Johnny at that event. I had the same conversation. Yo, Johnny, what you think, bro? Like, yo, bro, when we going to church? Just random chat. He's like, Uni, I'm doing an event in a few weeks. I want you to come out. From there, I'm now in front of the Grammys. because of that event. Just because it was a real interaction versus, oh, this is what I do, and it's trying to sell myself. So I've been able to thank God, like, push the ego to the side and just talk to person, and it's gotten me indoors that I would have never gotten into. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Talk to me about you working with the record labels in the music industry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I was signed to Sony as a producer.
Yep.
I was producer for them for some time, and it's nasty work. The labels is nasty work. You told me to get deep, so I'm gonna just give you everything. I'm gonna give you everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know. So I remember being in the labels, and I was very it was depressing. I would come into the studio, I would have to produce for different artists, and I remember it was just like every time I was with one of the engineers or the higher ups, he was like the man in charge. He'd be high. I mean, OD high, acid, coke, the whole nine. And 1 second, I mean, literally seconds, he's chilling, and next second he's blacking. And I felt stuck. I felt like, dang, like this is not what my mom, you know, saying she was disappointed in me. Like she was right. If this is what I'm staying in, and it was like I didn't come here to deal with this being screamed at by a grown man. And I'm like, no, this is crazy. Like I don't deserve this, you know. So while I was producing in the industry, it just wasn't a good place for me. It wasn't healthy. I was going to have a little deal with Atlantic, my boy Success. That's still my guy. You know, Lupe was signed to Atlantic. It just seemed like it made sense. And then I was gonna also sign Universal, but then again, that was also the time COVID happened. So everything just kind of died. So my closest run with the industry was with Sony, producing with them. But I'm glad I didn't go the industry route. To be honest with you, it just was a dark place to me, you know, personally.
I don't know, for the viewers that's not watching, if you don't know Uni G,
Yeah.
You transition over to gospel rap, right? Which is something that's, you know, dope. And it's to have a black man doing it the way you're doing, still giving praise to God and finding a way to transition from, you know, I'm still gonna do my passion in music, but I'm not gonna do it in the way you guys typically think it should be done. I'm still gonna give grace to my Father, to Jesus Christ, to God. Talk about blending that spirituality with you being your authentic self still, right? Still being that guy from the Bronx. And talk about how your faith influenced your lyrics and what you do now.
That's good. So luckily for me, bro, I always rap kind of like Kendrick, J. Cole, like that was my lane of rap. So it wasn't too hard transitioning. I try to stop cursing. And so what was dope about it is that I realized like a lot of people like, yo, you a Christian artist? And to me, that's like saying, are you a black artist? It's like, well, I'm black, but I mean, like, I'm an artist, you know? It's like, are you a black filmmaker? So why I gotta be a black? I'm just a filmmaker, you know? And in the same way, I kind of see the same thing, that everything I do represents God. Like everything I do represents my last name, my family. So to separate the two wouldn't make sense to me, right? But I know in the industry, they categorize you, oh, you're a Christian rapper. So typically I wouldn't say I'm a Christian rapper because they're expecting Kurt Franklin type of music from me or Lecrae type of music from me, which is not the type of music I'm gonna always give you. So I don't really categorize myself as anything just yet, because I'm still trying to navigate that space. But what I will say is it's been great bringing the faith into this new space, because I realized that I met two types of people. Either people who are 100% lost and think they're on the right path, or people who just don't care that they're lost. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, why are you lost? Like, what have you heard? Like, what are you going through? So forth and so on. And then I met a lot of people who are just lost in their faith. Oh, nah, you don't need to be baptized. It's just a symbol. And I've heard that a billion times. I'm like, can you show me that in the Bible? They can't. And it's like, actually, the baptism is connected to your salvation. And they have no idea, you know? So there's a lot of people who won't even see Christ based off what they were taught, not what they read. And so I like being able to use the music to get myself in those rooms and have those type of conversations. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm grateful that, you know, I'm able to now be in those rooms. And one day, to be honest with you, like I pray to share my faith with Jay-Z, do a Bible study with him. I told Lupe, I'm like, yo, Lupe, we need to do some Bible studies. And they all started like making fun of me. They was like, so I catch the Holy Spirit and doing this funny stuff. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. We need to do some Bible studies. And Lupe's Muslim. He was like, all right, I'll do it. I like that. We could, you know, have those type of conversations. So I'm grateful that, you know, the music opened those doors to these different people. You see what I'm saying?
No, seriously. One of the reasons why you're here is because Amani went to a Bible study and told me so much positive things about you.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? So like, look, Bible study is the reason why this interview is happening.
Crazy,
so
exactly.
God is good and God bless always, man. You launched the Cold Chili Clothing line. which mixes streetwear with a deeper message, which makes sense for Uni G's brand.
Yeah.
What inspired that? Like, you know?
Yeah. So when I was young, I saw this homeless man eating out the garbage. It was back when Burger King used to sell chili. And I remember thinking to myself, like, dang, like what he sees as gold, as food, to survival, we just see as garbage. Just cold chili. So I named the brand Cold Chili to, I guess, kind of inspire the thought of what we see as garbage, someone else sees as gold. And it reminds me of when I went to Ghana. I went to Ghana a million times, but one of the times I went to Ghana, it's so crazy. I know it's probably gonna sound so stupid, but I remember looking at the garbage can and there was nothing in the garbage. Like the bag was just flying. And I'm like, you go to America, never will you see an empty garbage can. There's food in there, there's treasure in there. Whilst in Africa, they're like, listen, that you have no idea what we would do with what you throw away. So that's the idea behind the brand Cold Chili. Like, don't take for granted what someone else sees for gold. So yeah, you want to get some merch, iamunig.com. Go get that.
Let's go.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
How do you balance that creativity of those stories and then mixing it with the boring business side of it?
I hate the boring business side.
I know you do.
I do.
Most creatives do.
Yeah,
Ask Larice.
Yeah. I hate the boring business side, but I know it's so important. So
that's how people like me make money.
Yeah, exactly. I hate it. I feel you. That's crazy. I feel
you find creatives. I love numbers and Excel sheets. Yeah. I got you, creative guy. Come here.
Yeah, pull up.
You just create. I'll worry about that.
Yeah.
Everybody got to eat, right?
It's true. This is why I made the LLC, because I'm like, I want every dollar to be accounted for and everything to be smooth. Because I learned after my Manolo Road show, what happened was, that's where I started becoming more business savvy. He had brought like maybe 20 people with him, which is dope, but he wanted all of them to get in for free. So I'm like, dang, I have to pay for each and every person who comes in. And so when I had to do that show, I think I either walked away with a deficit. So from there, I'm like, no, I have to be more business savvy. Like, I have to understand the dollar amount, how much is this, and how much I can grow capital to keep this growing. So with the merch, I only did it because people wanted merch after my shows. And so the merch has helped me to expand the name and expand the business. So even though it could be boring, I become very diligent on how to make sure I'm, bringing in the money and I'm maintaining. You know what I mean?
That's what you got to do, man. The numbers matter, man.
It does.
You have been in this game for over a decade.
Yeah.
How do you keep evolving? How do you keep staying true to yourself and your beliefs? Like you mentioned, like you out there with some of the biggest rappers there is saying that we need Bible study.
Yeah.
A lot of people ain't willing to do that. They might just drink. They might just fall in line to what they think this big time figure wants and needs, so I could fit in.
Right.
But you're true to who you are.
Yeah.
How do you stay authentic, man?
The answer is because of purpose.
Okay.
My purpose. So, like I said, prior to COVID, I was going to sign a deal with Universal. My boy, Mr. Mac, he put me on and all that. And so I remember at that point, I'm like, oh, life is about to be up. Everything about to change for me, so forth and so on. And then shortly before that, there was this guy who hacked my Instagram page.
Wow.
He hacked my Instagram page. And that was my fault. It was my fault because at the time people in my ear, listen, Universal's on you, Atlantic is on you, I was at Rock Nation. Like, I had them coming out to my shows too. Like, I'm like, oh, this is up. I had my album release party at the Bronx Museum, and I had art for every song, and Atlantic was there, MTV, like VH1. So I'm like, oh, this is really about to change. And I had some people in my ear like, you gotta get the verification blue check. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Like, I'm already living life, like as if I'm already verified. And I remember at Atlantic Records, they said to me, you're doing better than our signed artist. And I'm like, oh, snap, like it's really up. So I remember at the time, I'm like, all right, let me just entertain this verification thing. So I applied for the verification, I got denied. In that same moment, I can't make this up. Someone DMs me, yo, I can get you a blue check. And I'm like, oh, this gotta be God. This gotta be Jesus. He just know what time it is. And my boy Will say, yo, Uni, don't do it. Like, you're good, we're good. I'm like, nah, man, that would boost everything. So I entertained something. I'm like, all right, bro, like, what you need? He was like, oh yeah, just hit this code or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It logs me out of my account. And I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm still good. I'm about to log back in, about to see the blue check. Blue check. That's exactly about that. I'm like, hold on, I can't get back into my account. I can get back to my, and I realized, oh snap, like he deadlocked me on my account. And I knew that because one of my homegirls hit me up, yo, Uni, I just sent you the $200. Don't worry about it. I'm like, $200, what you talking about?
Oh,
Somebody else hit
God.
me. Yo, Uni, I just sent you the money. You good? I said, yo, stop playing. Please don't do this. Don't do that. I'm like, yo, I didn't hit you up. Somebody hacked my account. And then I realized one of the last people I DM'd was Lupe's manager. So I called Lupe. I called KD, and I said, KD, by any chance, Uni, don't worry about it. I already sent the money. I said, Jesus, no, don't do that. I said, KD, that wasn't me. She starts blacking on me. And after that interaction we had at the show, you see why it was so big, because she was the only person in the industry at that moment to show me the real, give me love. And this, I'm gonna go back to the purpose question, question. And I'm like, I'm living outside of what God told me to live in. Just follow the path. And here I'm trying to glorify myself with the verification and all of this. By this point, he was in my account for about 48 hours. He hit up my boy Wartenberg. He's the one who signed A Boogie. He signed P&B Rock. He hit him up. Sway Calloway, from Sway in the Morning. He hit Sway up. I was like, nah, you wildin'. So all these people he got thousands. He's getting money from all these people because people knew like I was too prideful at the time to ever ask for help, ask for money. I'm like, I'm gonna do this myself, right? So when people like, yo, if Uni G is asking for money, it must be real. He got thousands and thousands of dollars. So what keeps me authentic is my purpose. Stay in my lane. I don't need to sound like Lil Uzi Vert. I don't need to sound like Jack Harlow. I don't need to sound like Wayne. If I just sound like myself, that keeps me relevant and going, right? So that was one of the catalysts to who I am now as well. Actually, after why, that is actually the reason why I'm like, you know what, let me listen to God. Let me listen to God. So it was a blessing. As well as COVID, around the time my father died. He died of heart failure, just like that. He wasn't even sick. I'm talking to him one day, next day he's dead. And I'm like, okay, God, like you're trying to say something to me and I'm not listening. And I don't need no more people to go before I'm just like, okay, you have my attention. You know what I mean?
I want to stay there. Talk to me about your father's legacy, what he meant to you.
Yeah.
And your family going through that, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So me and my dad weren't really that close. Well, we were close. I grew up with him. We grew up in the same household. He's an African man, very prideful. We didn't show emotion. He didn't cry like that. I seen him cry twice in my life. And so prior to his death, I was in Ghana because he built a house in Ghana. That was his dream. So he spent his life focused on that. So we were in Ghana, and I remember my aunt saying to me, like, listen, there was this woman, I'm gonna keep it so short. There was this woman who was sick of her husband. So she asked her mom to make a potion to kill him. And so her mom was like, okay, you just gotta make him take it. I don't know how you're gonna convince him. She's like, just love him throughout the week. So by Saturday, he'll drink the potion. So Monday, she's loving up on him. He's like, okay, you're being weird. Tuesday, same thing. By Wednesday, he starts loving up on her. Thursday, going to movies. Friday, Saturday, she calls her mom like, listen, mom, I don't actually want to kill him. She was like, there was never no potion. You needed to learn how to re-love him. So my aunt was like, you need to learn how to re-love your dad. And I'm like, yo, I do not want to love this man. He's crazy. He's bugged out. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, the way he would discipline us, he would have us stripped to our underwear, and he had a metal belt, and that's how he would whip us, slave style. Like, so he was one of those, like, just bugged out to me. When she said that, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna give this man a chance, whatever. So his father, my grandfather, was also an artist. I never got to meet him. He was a guitarist, traveling guitarist. I went online and I found my grandfather's record. And I asked the guy, where'd you get this? He was like, yo, my dad knew your grandfather. So I don't want to get this for this man, but I spent my last like $80 when I was in Ghana. And I showed my dad, I'm like, yo, what's up, man? I got the record. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, the record. He's like, what record? I'm like, yeah, I went online, some guy who knew your father, boom, boom, and got his record. He's like, what? I said, yeah, the guy who knew you got your record. My dad started crying. I'm like, what? Like, this is wild, weird. Like, and so he went upstairs to tell my mom. He's like, yo, he got my dad's record. And next morning he wakes up, he's like, you want to go for a ride? And I know that was my dad's way of saying, I want to spend time with you. He just couldn't say it. And he's telling me about his father for the first time. I didn't know anything about him. And he's like, yo, your grandfather made conscious music. And I was like, that's the type of music I make. And then shortly after, that's when my dad died.
Wow. So you feel like when he finally got who you were, your message, and to be honest, it's your grandfather. It's in your DNA to do what you're doing right now. You just didn't understand your origin story. And I think it took your father a while to realize, this is my dad reincarnated, my boy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm assuming here, right? I'm not in your family. That's deep, man.
It is.
I know that's also painful.
It was extremely painful because, You know, though we weren't close, he was the matriarch of the house. He was the head of the household. So now we have no head. You see what I'm saying? And so from there, I'm like, all right, God, like, you got it. I'm all ears. And so my girlfriend, she's my wife now, but at the time, she's like, yo, let's listen to some online church series. So we started listening to Michael Todd. He's bugged out, but I'm like, whatever. Like, I need to get it somewhere. And one of the things his mentor said to him was, pray for godly community. So we did that. We got on our knees. We prayed for godly community. Within that week, somebody comes up to me in the park. I'm doing a photo shoot. He's like, yo, you make music? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? He's like, listen, you should come out to my church. We have this. And I'm like, oh, I know this is God. Like, but I wasn't ready. And you'll never be ready. And I'm like, all right, like, I'll entertain your little church. I went to his Bible studies. I went to his Bible discussion, just like Amani came to mine. And I'm like, okay, it's time. And I try to run from it because the church was calling me to something different. I've been to church before, but this was something different. I've been to the worldly church where you go in, you sit in the back, you hear the word, you get emotional, you raise your hands up, and everybody wants prayer and boom, boom, you're saved. That's all fake church. Fake. Because that's not but Jesus would never say that. He would never say, raise your hand up, you're saved. Say this prayer. How? Your life has to change. And that's what they told me. You gotta stop cursing. You gotta stop having sex. You gotta stop porn, masturbation. I'm like, oh, who y'all think y'all bugged out? Like, and I try to run, and it just wouldn't work. I tried to go to another church, get baptized. The water was out. The thing was out. I'm like, okay. And then I got locked in, and I'm glad I locked in because my life changed. I've changed, and God has allowed me to change my friends' lives, who was gangsters, who was, just out here sleeping with different women, and I was able to baptize them. Now my boy, who was 100 bodies in and women, he's getting married in a few months. He stopped having sex, stopped pornography. And I'm like, wow, like God been trying to work on me. So that goes back to your original question. How do I stay, on track throughout the time? Because my purpose. If I just stick to my purpose, what I'm supposed to do, God will always make a lane for me. So I know that was long-winded, but you know what I mean?
Man, no, that was beautiful, man. I appreciate you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So it seems like for me, as I'm thinking about this, like your village is very important to you.
Yeah.
Your community is very important to you.
Immensely.
And I know you call your community the Unites.
You're my Unites. Come on.
What does that community mean to you, and how do you value that community?
Come on, let me tell you something. I remember when I couldn't sell 5 tickets for people to come out to a show. Open mic after open mic after open mic, show after show after show. Now, we have a church in almost every part of the world. I can now go to China and do a show and sell out because of the church members, the community out there. I did a show in LA shortly after the A Boogie show. And of course, everybody was there for A Boogie, right? And I'm just the opening act. So people was, feeling me. But then when I go to my church show, it's 3,005 people. The show I did with A Boogie was 10,000. So it was a fraction of the amount. But everybody screaming my name. Oh, that's Uni. And there's people from Guam. There's people from Africa. All over the world. I'm like, yo, God been trying to open a door for me and I've been limiting him. So the community has changed the game for me. I can go to all these different places and do sold out shows just because of the community, just because of what God has provided. So the community is very, very big. And I have men to hold me accountable if I'm tripping. Let's say I look back at a woman, yo, Uni, what you doing? No. You were supposed to be a mentor for us. Keep your eyes on God. I'm like, dang, my fault. Pray for me. And we get together, we pray. I have men who hold me accountable and I allow the accountability. That's something else I didn't find in church. I didn't find nobody telling me, yo, Uni, like, what you struggling with? I'm like, hold on, what you mean? Ain't none of your business. Not here. No, we are each other's business. They know everything I'm going through and I know everything they're going through. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of community I have. How am I going to fall short? Unless I decide to just be dishonest, you know what I mean? But I don't want to. I have too many people watching me and they have someone watching them and they have someone watching them, so forth and so on. So the community is a game changer for me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Talk to me about your next album and your next project.
Yeah. Come on, bro. So, the music. Come on, bro. Forgot on music. That's what we here for. I forgot I'm a rapper. So, you know what I mean?
That's good. That makes me feel good. That means I'm doing something right.
Come
finally.
on, bro. Yeah. So, my single I'm Free just did 1.3 mil. Come on, shout out to God.
Come on, man. Let's go, Uni.
Yeah. We went worldwide with that single. I had people from all over the world send me footage.
Oh, was that the one I seen on IG with the women in the back and you in the pool?
Yeah. Yeah. They were the
Why you got
synchronized
them
dances.
old white women dancing
They were
like that?
synchronized dances. You know what I mean? I mean synchronized swimmers.
Okay.
Yeah, the synchronized swimmers.
They was killer. That was a nice video, man.
Yeah.
Shot. That was like 8K. I like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I was watching. I was like, yeah, he ain't broke. We gonna be
I'm
correct.
broke, baby.
Nah, you ain't broke.
Yeah. So I had the synchronized swimmers. We filmed that right by where OJ used to live, actually, in Brentwood. And I had people from Africa, Europe, so forth and so on send me footage. So that video just did 1.3 million and still growing. My next single is going to be called Top Left. I'm gonna probably send that to you just so you can check it out before it drops.
Appreciate you,
man.
man.
The video's already done. I'll probably drop that like in a week or two. So that's gonna be the next single. After that, my favorite song on the album is called Queen to Me. And then I'm gonna just drop the album. I have Lupe on the album. We reconcile, me and KD.
Shout out to Lupe, man.
Yeah. So I have Lupe on the album. A few other people. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't have a name for the album just yet, but it's coming soon. You know what I mean? It's coming soon.
Uni, when people look back at your journey years from now, what do you want them to say about Uni G, the artist, the man, and the movement that you're trying to create right now?
That's a good question, bro. That's actually a solid question. To be honest with you, I just wanted to say I was a man of God. Like, at some point, I wanted to be the greatest rapper, you know what I mean? I wanted to be, someone that was recognized. But if they can say, like, yo, Uni was nice, but more importantly, he was a true man of God. I think that would mean more to me. Not even I know that would mean more to me than anything. Because like I said, bro, to be honest with you, I was so lost. And when I mean I was lost, bro, I mean I was lost. Similar to like what you're sharing, I grew up in a Pentecostal church. My mom was Catholic. And it wasn't until I read the entire Bible, front to cover, back to back, where I realized how lost I was. Again, never in the Bible would Jesus say, oh, raise your hand up, say this prayer, you're saved. But a lot of these churches do that. And what had you misled? Another thing, baby baptisms, Catholic church, my mom. Were you baptized as a baby? I was baptized when I was 7. What? Why would Jesus would never do that? Why? You have to make a decision to like, you know what? I want to follow God. This is my path, boom, boom. A 7-year-old can't do that, let alone comprehend all the words in the Bible. It's hard for adults to comprehend the word in the Bible. So why would you baptize them? See what I'm saying? So it's these type of things that I pray that people remember about me, like, yo, yeah, Uni was dope, but Uni was about that message. Uni was about spreading God's word. And that's what I want people to hold on to. You know what I mean? So
appreciate that answer, man.
Yeah.
This show is called I Wasn't Supposed to Be Here, the series, named after my debut memoir. Yeah. When you hear that phrase, what does it mean to you personally?
It means that all the people prior to me who wish they could be here, never had that opportunity, and I do. So I can't take it for granted. I can't treat it lightly. One of the things I usually say, and I now have a Bible talk discussion, like that guy who invited me out to. And I usually say to people that the richest place in the world is actually where you're in right now. It's a location, and for me it's Woodlawn, it's a cemetery. Full of ideas, full of hope, full of faith that never got to actually manifest into anything. And so when I hear that phrase, I think, okay, I don't want to be another person rich of ideas in this cemetery. I want to be done. I want to be finished. As Jesus says, it is finished. I want to be finished. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just die like, dang, I never did that. So when I hear, I wasn't supposed to be here, no, I want to be here and do what those who didn't have a chance to be here to do. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
This may be a hard question for you because I know you probably have many favorite verses. Yeah. But which one is your favorite and which one do you live by the most, I would say?
Oh, come on.
Easy? See, I knew it was going to be easy for you. Running Bible studies, it's better be easy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. Matthew 6, verse 33.
Uh-huh.
But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Why is one of my favorites? Because we don't seek first God. In the mornings we wake up, we seek first our phone. We seek first our finances. We seek first our family. God said, but seek first him, his kingdom, which is his church here on earth, which is crazy. Because a lot of people think you're not even supposed to go. I don't need to go to church. I watch online. No, you see, you're missing out. Because when God comes back with his kingdom in heaven, here on earth, he's looking for his kingdom here on earth. So that's important to know. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, right standing with him. And all these things, all your desires that align with him, we give him to you as well. Favorite verse.
You just blew my mind, man.
Yeah.
Because the order you said it is literally the order of what I do when I wake up.
Yeah. Wow.
I grab my phone,
Yeah.
scroll through 4 in the morning. Then I check all my financial accounts.
Yeah.
and then I wake up my kids.
Yeah.
If I don't have to work, my wife may be priority if I'm in the hospital that day.
Yeah.
But if I'm off, then I wake up my kids and get them ready for the day.
Yeah.
And then typically after I buy them their breakfast, do this, drop them off.
Yeah.
Then as I'm driving back, I may call a Reese. How I'm feeling, I may call Amani.
Yeah.
I may call Gabe, I may call Scoop, and then I say thank you, God.
Yeah.
But it's my day already started for
Exactly.
3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's just really crazy how when you late, it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4 was my order. That kind of scared me, and I need to figure some things out.
Yeah, I'm here for you, bro. Come on.
That was kind of scary, man. Yeah. If you could speak to the younger version of yourself in the Bronx right now, what would you tell them?
Oh my gosh, bro. You know, I had a bar. I said, if the old me could see the young me now, then this old me will make the young me proud. And at some point, I didn't ever think that would be. So what I would say to young Uni, young Gabe is, listen, man, focus on God. Because everything you're focusing on will not get you where you think you want to be. Because when you are truly a man of God, God doesn't allow you. He doesn't want you to go through certain doors. He'll allow it, but he doesn't want you to. So when you go through those doors, destruction happens, no matter what. Anytime I try to have selfish ambition, get my way, boom, something happens. The Instagram situation, boom, the worst thing happened, when the worst things could happen. So I would say, listen, just stick to the script, follow the path, and you will get to where you need to go to, you know?
And I want to ask you something, man. Yeah. There's not many times when you come to guys who made it to where you made it and pivoted to say, I'm going to do gospel rap.
Yeah.
Take what I love, my creativity, and give grace to God.
Yeah.
I've never done this before, but if you can, if you got a freestyle, and I'm sorry to put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. Hold on.
Anything.
Yeah, a little few bars.
Let the audience hear a few bars. I'm so sorry. Are we good now? So Uni, one of the things that I want to do to make sure that we grace the stage, and I've never done this before, is that I want you to give a few bars, right? It's not very often when you find a guy who was at the level you was at, who was signed, who said, listen, I'm going to pivot in my career and give my life to the Lord and still use that in my art and the creative giftness that he gave me, right? Yeah. So if you can, it's on the spot, you can say no. Yeah. Give some bars to the audience. Let them know what you do, who you are, and how easy you do this. Okay.
So I can say no, I'm good then. No, I'm like,
you're more than welcome to say no, brother.
Let's do it. Once again, this song is Uni G. Let me press him. You move a little different when moving in God's blessings. They try pulling my strings like they giving guitar lessons, but I don't even argue. I pray and let God get them. Post-traumatic from the hood. You're locked in the asylum. Dead bodies everywhere. I swear it's horrifying. My man spent his son's birthday in jail and called me crying. There's a difference from rapping about your life and trying to glorify it. Christ conscious. I'm on a different energy. Them demons is hard to fight when you're not who you pretend to be. How to remember the words of my enemies, but I remember the silence of those who were friends to me. Hell got room for you when it's life you love, you selling your soul for bread and them likes and stuff. I swear you'll regret it all when your time is up. The cost of death is expensive and that price went up. So excuse how I feel about this material life, cause it's cold in these skies, Ontario flights. Fighting tears. I was at my man's burial site. He's gonna burn in hell forever cause he barely knew Christ. I see the pain in your eyes, your demons is holding hands. Don't let the world tell you your worth, you're chosen, so soak it in. Selling your body for some bands ain't really your only chance. Don't let them lie, there's nothing popping about having an OnlyFans, huh? Look, I'm blessed, and now I'm Philip banking. I landed in the Emiratis like I'm real estating. Performed out in Dubai and I'm trying, they really hating. I'm like a pediatrician, I only got little patience, Uni G.
Yo, thank you, brother, for that. Thank you. Clap it up for Uni G, everybody. But before, we not done yet. We not done. Uni, tell us about the next project. Tell us how people can support you. Yeah. Give us the ads. Give us the website. How do we get some cold chili clothing?
Come on.
Talk your junk. Support Uni G. There's a lot of followers, a lot of people who support Jonathan Collins, what he's doing. So if you support me, you support Uni G. Talk to him, Uni.
Right. So on all social media, you can find me at I am Uni G. That's IAMUNIG, all social medias. My website is IamUniG.com. That's where you can find my merch. I have jackets, I have sweaters, sweatpants, the whole nine, everything you're looking for. My next single, Top Left, is dropping probably like in 2-3 weeks, I don't know. But it's dropping and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be one of my favorite singles on Top Left. And you can also check me out again on Instagram, TikTok at IamUniG. You already know what time it is.
Uni, appreciate you so much,
Appreciate you
brother.
for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
This Uni G. Thank you, man.
No, fire.
I'm happy with today.